incredible 8 foot 11.1 inch Robert Pershing Wadlow, the tallest living person of all time.
In a world where the average human stands around 5 feet 7 inches, there exists a rare group who seem to defy nature itself.
Let's take a look at this. Can you believe that? Perhaps even, let's compare it to the size of my head. Andre the
Towering figures who walk among us like real-life Goliaths. For centuries, tales of giants have fueled our imagination, from ancient myths of the Nephilim to sightings of Bigfoot. But these aren't legends. These are real people, alive today, who stretch the limits of human biology. Some live in quiet towns, others shine in stadiums or on global stages, but all share something extraordinary. So, what are the stories of these physical phenomenons? And how are they faring in a world that's not exactly built for their sizes? Join us as we reveal the awe-inspiring stories of the 20 real-life human giants that still exist today.
When did you stop drawing?
I haven't stopped yet.
No way.
I'm only 19, so I'm still...
You're 19?
Number 19. Shaquille O'Neal. Standing at 7 feet 1 inch tall and weighing in at over 325 pounds during his prime, Shaquille Rashawn O'Neal, or simply Shaq, is more than just a basketball icon. He's a cultural colossus, a human skyscraper whose presence has loomed large over sports, music, entertainment, and business for over 3 decades. Shaq's story begins in Newark, New Jersey, where he grew up in a tall family and sprouted like a beanstalk, reaching 6 feet 6 inches by the age of 13. He credits the Boys and Girls Clubs of America with keeping him on the right path. By 16, he was already 6 feet 10 inches, and by the time he finished high school in Texas, he had shattered rebound records and led his team to a near-perfect season. His NBA journey is legendary, a 19-year career, 6 teams, 4 NBA championships, and a long list of accolades that cemented his place as one of the greatest centers in the game's history. But what made Shaq special wasn't just his size, it was how he used it. He moved like a man half his weight, blending raw strength with surprising agility, a soft touch, and unmatched charisma. Off the court, Shaq built a legacy just as massive. He dropped platinum rap albums, DJ'd festivals under the name Diesel, starred in films like Kazam, and became the face of countless brands. Today, he's a sports analyst on Inside the NBA, a podcast host, former minority NBA team owner, and general manager in the NBA 2K League. But perhaps most impressive of all is that, despite all his fame, Shaq never stopped being a gentle giant, a playful, humble, and hilarious figure who continues to inspire kids from tough neighborhoods, just like he once was. Number 18. Paul Sturgis. At 7 feet 7 inches tall, Paul Sturgis isn't just the tallest professional basketball player the United Kingdom has ever produced. He's a living landmark. Dubbed Tiny by the Harlem Globetrotters in a twist of playful irony, Paul turned heads not just for his record-breaking stature, but for the humility, warmth, and humor he brought to the court. Born in Loughborough, England, Sturgis didn't always tower above the rest. In fact, he was an average 5 feet 6 inches at age 14, until a rapid and astonishing growth spurt catapulted him into the stratosphere. By 16, he had cleared 7 feet, and by 18, he stood at a jaw-dropping 7 feet 2 inches. His growth was all natural, the result of tall genes on his father's side and not a medical condition. With a size 19 shoe and a gentle demeanor, he became both a curiosity and an inspiration. Paul made history not only as the tallest UK basketball player, but also as the tallest college basketball player in the United States, playing at Mountain State University. His time with the Harlem Globetrotters paired him with Jonte Too Tall Hall, a teammate nearly 2.5 feet shorter, making them the ultimate odd couple of basketball showmanship. Off the court, Paul has embraced his uniqueness, becoming a motivational speaker, children's entertainer, and advocate for body positivity. He shares his story to remind others that standing out is something to be proud of, no matter how tall the challenge. Number 17. Yao Ming. At 7 feet 6 inches tall, Yao Ming wasn't just the tallest player in the NBA, he was one of the most influential. A towering figure from Shanghai with the grace of a statesman and the strength of a warrior, Yao did more than dominate on the court. He became a symbol of a rising modern China and a bridge between East and West. Born to basketball royalty, his mother standing 6 feet 3 inches, his father 6 feet 7 inches, Yao was practically destined for greatness. Weighing over 11 pounds at birth, he was already a headline before he could walk. By age 9, he was on the court, and by his early 20s, he had become the most anticipated international player in NBA history. Drafted by the Houston Rockets in 2002, Yao quickly silenced skeptics and earned 8 NBA All-Star selections. He combined a towering presence with pinpoint shooting, exceptional footwork, and unmatched humility. Dubbed the Ming Dynasty in the United States and the Yao phenomenon in China, he became the face of global basketball. Injuries eventually ended his career in 2011, but Yao's impact didn't stop at retirement. He became a businessman, philanthropist, wildlife conservationist, and head of the Chinese Basketball Association. His Napa Valley wine label, Yao Family Wines, and his induction into the Basketball Hall of Fame in 2016 only added to his legend. Today, Yao Ming stands not just as a sports icon, but as a cultural ambassador, a towering figure who showed the world that greatness is measured not only in feet and inches, but in legacy. Number 16. Morteza Meerod. Standing at a staggering 8 feet 1 inch, Morteza Meerod is more than just Iran's tallest man. He's a global icon of resilience, triumph, and athletic excellence. Born in 1987 in Iran, Morteza grew unusually tall due to gigantism. By age 16, he was already towering at over 6 feet 2 inches, but a life-altering bicycle accident that fractured his pelvis caused his right leg to stop growing, making it 15 centimeters shorter than the left. The injury plunged him into deep depression, forcing him into a life of wheelchairs and walking sticks, until fate took an unexpected turn. In 2011, national sitting volleyball coach Hadi Rezai saw Morteza featured on a TV show highlighting extraordinary individuals. Intrigued by the towering young man's story, Hadi tracked him down and invited him to try sitting volleyball. It changed everything. Today, Morteza Meerod is a 3-time Paralympic gold medalist, 2-time world champion, and a 3-time Golden Ball winner, recognized as one of the best in the sport. His incredible 29 centimeters handspan makes him nearly impossible to block or defend against. Number 15. Taco Fall. At 7 feet 6 inches, Taco Fall doesn't just stand tall, he soars above nearly everyone on Earth. Born in Dakar, Senegal, Taco's journey is as extraordinary as his frame, blending raw athletic talent with rare academic brilliance. Discovered playing pickup basketball barefoot in the streets of Dakar at 15, Taco's towering presence caught the attention of a local coach, who quickly realized he wasn't witnessing just another tall teen, he had found a global phenom in the making. With his mother's blessing, Taco moved to the United States at 16, where he not only learned English in under a year, but aced the SAT, maintained a 4.0 GPA, and pursued a degree in computer science at UCF. His dream? Not just the NBA, but designing for tech giants like Microsoft. On the court, he became a fan favorite with the Boston Celtics, captivating crowds not only with his record-breaking wingspan and standing reach, but also with his endearing smile and calm presence. He later played for the Cleveland Cavaliers and most recently, the Nanjing Monkey Kings in China's CBA. Off the court, Taco is a symbol of perseverance, faith, and possibility. A devout Muslim, he proudly wore jersey number 99 to honor the 99 names of Allah. Taco Fall isn't just one of the tallest men in the world. He's proof that no dream is too high to reach. So, who really is the tallest living woman, and how tall is she? Let's delve into the awe-inspiring story of Ruma Gelgi. Number 14. Ruma Gelgi. At 7 feet 0.7 inches, Ruma Gelgi isn't just the tallest living woman on Earth. She's a towering symbol of courage, grace, and purpose. Born in 1997 in Turkey's Karabakh province, Ruma lives with Weaver syndrome, a rare genetic disorder that causes rapid growth and distinct physical features. Though it primarily affects boys, Ruma is a rare exception, and a historic one. Despite needing a wheelchair or walker for daily movement, she's become a global figure through her strength, positivity, and unshakable spirit. Beyond her title as the world's tallest living woman, she holds records for the largest hands, widest handspan, longest fingers, longest back, longest ears, and was even the longest baby girl ever recorded. But Ruma is more than her height. A talented web developer, she uses her platform to advocate for people with rare conditions, fighting for inclusion, accessibility, and body positivity. In 2022, her first flight made headlines when Turkish Airlines transformed 6 seats into a custom stretcher, allowing her to travel from Istanbul to San Francisco. In 2024, she met Gheorghe Murishan, the shortest woman in the world, in a powerful moment of unity and visibility. Number 13. Aaron Reed. Standing at 6 feet 7 inches, Aaron Reed's height may not be as impressive as some others on this list, but he's not your average bodybuilder, actor, or politician. He's a living action figure with a backstory to rival any comic book hero. From the bodybuilding stage to the silver screen, and now the Senate floor, Reed has lived a life defined by reinvention and resilience. He first flexed his muscles in the NPC bodybuilding circuit, making history as the tallest bodybuilder to ever win a men's physique competition. Titles like Mr. Teen Colorado and NPC Orlando Metropolitan cemented his place in fitness lore. But Aaron wasn't just built for the gym. He also stepped into the world of professional wrestling and even served his country in the United States Army. Then came Hollywood. Reed bulked up into pop culture fame as the genetically engineered Dude in Free Guy, a mega-sized parody of Ryan Reynolds' character. He also brought his imposing frame to roles in Deadpool and Wolverine, NCIS, Los Angeles, and Jane the Virgin. But perhaps the biggest flex of all? Politics. In 2025, Reed was elected state senator for Kentucky's 7th District, blending brains with brawn as he champions veterans' rights, nutrition, and health education. A leukemia survivor, Reed's story is one of transformation. Number 12. Brahim Takula. At a jaw-dropping 8 feet 1 inch, Brahim Takula once stood as the second tallest man alive and still holds the Guinness World Record for the largest feet on a living person. His left foot measures a staggering 1 foot 3 inches, big enough to make even clown shoes look petite. Born in Guelmim, Morocco, in 1982, Brahim's extraordinary growth began in his teens. At 18, after a school doctor raised concerns about his unusual height, he was diagnosed with acromegaly. In just 1 year, he shot up over 3 feet. After earning a degree in geography, Brahim moved to France in 2006 for specialized treatment that successfully halted his growth and stabilized his health. But everyday life remained a challenge, especially when it came to shoes. European size 58 footwear isn't something you find on shelves. At one point, he was quoted up to €3,500 for custom shoes, until a kind podiatrist stepped in and built him orthopedic footwear fit for a gentle giant. Today, Brahim lives near Beauvais, working at Parc Saint-Paul, an amusement park where he greets guests, poses for photos, and raises awareness about gigantism. It's quite shocking that there's anyone out there that's taller than Brahim. So, who's the person? Stay tuned and find out. Number 11. Gheorghe Murishan. At a towering 7 feet 7 inches, Gheorghe Murishan isn't just one of the tallest players to ever step onto an NBA court. He's a living legend wrapped in sneakers and kindness. Born in Trenteni de Ios, Romania, Murishan didn't inherit his height from tall parents. His immense size was due to gigantism, but it became his passport to global fame. Drafted by the Washington Bullets in 1993, Gheorghe quickly won hearts with his infectious smile and undeniable talent. During the 1995-96 season, he averaged 14.5 points per game, snagging the NBA's Most Improved Player award. But just as his star began to rise, injuries pulled him back to earth. Still, he left a lasting impression with jersey number 77, a cheeky nod to his height. Post-retirement, Gheorghe didn't disappear. He turned his passion into purpose by founding the Giant Basketball Academy in Virginia, mentoring the next generation with a focus on fundamentals and fun. Off the court, he's been a Wizards ambassador, an actor starring in My Giant with Billy Crystal, a commercial favorite, and even made a cameo in Eminem's iconic My Name Is video. Number 10. Paul Donald White. At 7 feet tall, with fists like sledgehammers and a voice that can rattle rafters, Paul White, best known to millions as The Big Show, is a living colossus. But behind that WWE persona lies a story equal parts extraordinary and inspiring. Born in Aiken, South Carolina, White's gigantism wasn't just performance hype. Diagnosed with acromegaly, he stood 6 feet 2 inches and weighed 220 pounds by the age of 12. He was growing faster than his dreams could catch up, until surgery on his pituitary gland brought that growth under control. Before wrestling, White towered over the court at Wichita State University, briefly pursuing basketball. But in 1995, the wrestling world came calling. Introduced in WCW as the Giant, the supposed son of Andre the Giant, White's career took off like a body slam from the top rope. He later jumped to WWE and transformed into The Big Show, a name that became synonymous with spectacle. Over the years, he held 23 championships across WCW and WWE, fought legends, flipped rings, and crushed steel cages, all while charming fans with his rare mix of brute force and genuine warmth. Outside the ring, he's starred in movies, TV shows, and even headlined his own Netflix series, The Big Show Show. And off-screen, he's lent his giant heart to the Special Olympics, becoming a global ambassador. Number 9. Robert Babroskai. Standing at a surreal 7 feet 7 inches, Robert Babroskai looks more like a CGI creation than a real human being. But the Romanian-born, ethnic Hungarian athlete is very real, and his life story is as extraordinary as his towering frame. Born in Arad, Romania, Robert was destined for height. His father, Zsigmond Babroskai, was a 7 feet 1 inch former professional basketball player who once shared the court with legend Gheorghe Murishan, and his mother, a 6 feet 1 inch volleyball player, added athletic DNA to the mix. By age 8, Robert was already taller than his mom. At 12, he surpassed his father. His rapid yet naturally healthy growth made him a subject of medical fascination and international curiosity. In 2014, the Italian club Stella Azzurra recruited him, where his unique blend of size and shooting touch turned heads. Yet his lanky 190-pound frame struggled to keep pace with his height. Videos of him outstretching entire defenses went viral, turning him into an internet sensation. In 2016, Robert moved to the United States to further his game, attending high school in Geneva, Ohio, and later playing for Rochester Christian University. Despite mobility challenges and limited stamina, his gentle nature, high basketball IQ, and towering presence made him a cult figure in the sport. But Robert didn't stop at basketball. In 2024, he made his acting debut in Alien, Romulus as a haunting human xenomorph hybrid, proving he can captivate not only courts, but also big screens. Number 8. Satnam Singh. In the dusty village of Babroskai, Punjab, where wheat fields stretch beyond the eye, a young boy named Satnam Singh was already standing tall, literally. At just 9 years old, he was towering at 5 feet 9 inches, and by age 14, he was a 6 feet 6 inches, 230-pound force of nature. It wasn't long before this rural giant outgrew his village and stepped onto the global stage. Satnam's journey began with a basketball hoop nailed to a wall in a dirt courtyard, courtesy of his father. Nicknamed Chotu, ironically meaning little one, he dominated local games with ease, palming basketballs like tennis balls. He soon enrolled at Ludhiana Basketball Academy, where his size, raw power, and surprising agility caught the eye of international scouts. In 2015, history was made when Satnam became the first Indian-born player drafted into the NBA, selected 52nd overall by the Dallas Mavericks. Though he never played a regular season NBA game, his story captivated fans in both India and the United States, symbolizing a new era of Indian athletic potential. But Satnam wasn't done defying expectations. In 2021, he made another seismic shift into the world of professional wrestling. Signed by All Elite Wrestling, Satnam debuted in spectacular fashion, taking down Samoa Joe and joining forces with Jay Lethal. By 2024, he had already claimed gold, winning the AA World Tag Team Championship alongside Raj Desi. Now standing 7 feet 2 inches and 400 pounds, Satnam Singh isn't just a sportsman, he's a cross-cultural icon. But there's someone else waiting in the wings to outdo Satnam Singh by becoming a basketball legend. So, what's the story of the boy wonder, Olivier Ryu? Let's find out. Number 7. Olivier Ryu. When Olivier Ryu walks onto a basketball court, jaws drop. Standing at a staggering 7 feet 6 inches and still growing, the Canadian phenom is a jaw-dropping sight. Recognized by Guinness World Records in 2021 as the tallest teenager in the world, Ryu is now being whispered about as a possible future NBA giant. Born in Terrebonne, Quebec in 2006 to towering parents, his dad is 6 feet 8 inches, his mom 6 feet 1 inch. Olivier's height was no accident, but even his family didn't expect this much vertical velocity. At just 8 years old, he was already as tall as his mom. By 6th grade, he had rocketed past 6 feet 11 inches, and before 7th grade, he was already a 7-footer. That's skyscraper status before high school even began. Olivier started turning heads internationally when he played for the French Phenoms at age 12, dunking with ease. He would go on to train at the prestigious IMG Academy in Florida, sharing gyms with top prospects and proving that his game was more than just height. Today, he's a Florida Gators player, refining his craft and building toward what many hope will be a historic professional career. Despite his surreal stature, Olivier is soft-spoken, humble, and laser-focused. He's more than a viral sensation. He's a disciplined athlete, a media darling, and a gentle giant with towering dreams. Number 6. Sun Mingming. Standing at a jaw-dropping 7 feet 9 inches, Sun Mingming isn't just tall, he's record-breaking. Once the tallest professional basketball player in the world, Sun was a towering force on and off the court. But behind the height is a story full of heart, hustle, and hope. Born in a modest village near Harbin, in China's Heilongjiang province, Sun was a late bloomer in basketball, only picking up the sport at age 15. But once he laced up, there was no mistaking his presence. He crossed oceans chasing hoops dreams, playing in various United States minor leagues, from the Dodge City Legend to the Maryland Nighthawks, and even being drafted by the Harlem Globetrotters. Though he never suited up for them, his sheer size earned him a spot in the history books. Off the court, Sun faced a much bigger opponent, a benign pituitary tumor that threatened both his health and career. Without insurance, the cost of surgery seemed impossible until a fundraiser led by his agent made it happen. The tumor was successfully removed, halting the growth that had already made him a living legend. In 2013, Sun made headlines again, this time for love, when he married Xu Yan, a 6 feet 2 inches handball player. Together, they hold the Guinness World Record as the tallest living married couple. Number 5. Reyong Hun. At a towering 7 feet 9 inches, Reyong Hun, also known as Michael Rhee, is not just the tallest man in North Korea. He's a symbol of untapped potential caught in a web of politics and mystery. Born in 1967, Rhee's height turned heads around the globe, especially when he dominated as center for North Korea's national basketball team. With hands like paddles and a presence that dwarfed everyone on the court, he was once considered the tallest basketball player in the world. His dream? To join the NBA, inspired by his idol, Michael Jordan. In the 1990s, Rhee trained in Canada and drew attention from NBA scouts. But politics got in the way. Due to United States sanctions under the Trading with the Enemy Act, Rhee couldn't sign with an American team unless no money went back to North Korea, a deal Pyongyang refused. In one bizarre twist, North Korean officials even suggested that Rhee's contract be paid in wheat. When negotiations broke down, Rhee returned to Pyongyang and faded from international view. In 2011, after Kim Jong-il's death, North Korean state TV aired funeral footage. Eagle-eyed viewers spotted an unusually tall man among the mourners. Many believe it was Rhee, still loyal, still towering, still waiting. In a rare interview, he said, "I'm a big man. I want to test my ability, not for money or politics, just the sport." Yet for Reyong Hun, the court of dreams never opened. Number 4. Kristoff Vanha. In a sport dominated by swift feet and agile reflexes, Kristoff Vanha stood out, literally. At 6 feet 10 inches tall, the Belgian goalkeeper was not a man between the posts, and he was a wall. One of the tallest professional footballers in history, Vanha turned heads every time he stepped onto the pitch, towering over teammates and opponents. Born in 1987, Vanha began his career in Belgium before moving through clubs in the Belgian Pro League and the Dutch Eredivisie. Wherever he went, his size gave him an undeniable advantage, especially during set pieces. Penalty area chaos? Kristoff was the calm in the storm, using his massive wingspan to snatch crosses from the air like a spider claiming its web. But towering height came with trade-offs. While he could make the goal feel smaller just by standing in it, his agility on the ground was sometimes a step behind the fast-paced footwork of elite strikers. Still, Vanha earned respect not only for his unique physique, but also for his commitment and professionalism in one of the world's most demanding sports. While Kristoff's height advantage might have compromised his agility, some have had to pay even steeper prices. So, what's the story of Brock Brown? Let's delve into that. Number 3. Brock Brown. Brock Brown is the boy who couldn't stop growing. He was once crowned the world's tallest teenager. Born with Soto's syndrome or cerebral gigantism, Brock's body began its rapid growth early. At just 5 years old, he was already over 5 feet tall. By his teens, he had reached a towering 7 feet 8 inches, and today, he measures an incredible 7 feet 9 inches. But with that growth came challenges: chronic back pain, diabetes, mobility issues, and constant medical complications. Oversized beds, tailor-made clothes, and custom shoes have been the norm since childhood. Yet Brock's story isn't just about height, it's about hope. Featured in TLC documentaries, he became a symbol of determination and kindness, captivating millions with his contagious smile. Now in his mid-20s, Brock has achieved something he's always dreamed of: landing a job at a local YMCA sports center. It's a role that allows him to stay active, involved, and visible in his community. And that's not all. He dreams of opening his own restaurant someday. Number 2. Martin Ford. At 6 feet 8 inches tall and weighing over 320 pounds of raw muscle, Martin Ford is the kind of figure you don't just notice, you remember. With his shaved head, inked skin, and thunderous frame, he earned the nickname The Nightmare. Not because he's a villain, but because he looks like one ripped straight out of a post-apocalyptic action movie. But Martin's journey to becoming one of the most intimidating bodybuilders on Earth didn't begin in a gym. It began on a cricket field. As a promising fast bowler for Warwickshire's youth team, his dreams of athletic stardom were rooted in a different sport. Then came a cruel streak of injuries, illness, and personal struggles, including a battle with depression and anorexia that left him physically and emotionally broken. Rather than stay defeated, Martin did the unthinkable. He rebuilt himself, 1 pound of muscle at a time. His transformation was nothing short of cinematic, which might explain why Hollywood came calling. He's since appeared in films like Undisputed 4, Kingsman, The Golden Circle, and Redcon 1, often cast as the towering force of nature he naturally is. Off-screen, he's a powerhouse in the fitness world, with millions following his every workout, mindset tip, and motivational post. A former MMA fighter and relentless trainer, Martin has turned his pain into power, not just for himself, but for an entire generation of fans chasing their own transformations. But who really is the man who towers over everyone else? Let's talk about the tallest man. Number 1. Sultan Kosen. Standing at a breathtaking 8 feet 2.8 inches, Sultan Kosen quite literally looks down on the world as the tallest living man on Earth. Hailing from the quiet village of Alabi in southeastern Turkey, this soft-spoken Kurdish farmer became an international sensation when Guinness World Records crowned him in 2009 as the tallest living male, a title he still holds to this day. Kosen's remarkable height isn't simply a matter of genetics, it's the result of a rare combination of gigantism and acromegaly caused by a tumor pressing on his pituitary gland. This condition supercharged his growth during adolescence and early adulthood, eventually requiring gamma knife surgery to halt it. While his frame gives him the ability to change light bulbs without a ladder, it's also brought challenges, like needing crutches to walk and finding shoes and clothes that simply don't exist off the rack. Despite the physical hardships, Sultan's story is one of incredible endurance and visibility. He's traveled the world, from Guinness events in London to joining the Magic Circus of Samoa, meeting fans and raising awareness about pituitary disorders. In a heartwarming moment, he stood side by side with Chandra Bahadur Dangi, the shortest man ever recorded, in a powerful photo that circled the globe. Humble, humorous, and hopeful, Sultan Kosen is more than just a human giant. He's a living bridge between wonder and compassion. These giants walk among us, not mythical beings but real people navigating a world not built for their scale. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Also check out another interesting video by clicking on the video shown on your screen. See you on the other side.